Okay, welcome back for more Discovery Season 5. Now on to the second episode. Where did we leave off? Well, lots of interesting revelations at the end of the last episode. We are now hunting down the technology used to create life by the progenitors. A wonderful TNG tie-in with a great episode called The Chase. And we've uncovered the journal, the 800-year-old journal of a Romulan scientist who somehow discovered how this technology works, where this technology is. He was present during the events of The Chase in TNG. So now it's a race to find the technology before anybody else does, and also, I guess, a race to stop Moll and Locke, who have the journal, and I guess they're going to try to sell the journal off to the highest bidder. So, but I guess the journal itself doesn't reveal what the technology is. I think it's more like just clues to it, it seems like. I don't know, it's all very vague right now. But it seems to me like both are trying to stop Moll and Locke, get the journal back in its entirety, because maybe it has more detailed information than what we saw in the hologram of the Romulan scientist. So get the journal and get the technology ASAP, and the chase is on. The second chase regarding the progenitors. So it's very interesting premise, and I'm interested to see where it goes from here. So let's get into it.
Mission of hers.
Why don't you try working together?
An explosion up there would cause an avalanche! We can't risk killing all those people down there!
An avalanche is not...
Yes, I vividly remember this very, very intense action sequence. Honestly, the entire last episode was action. Maybe now that we're done with the grand opener of this season, we can calm down a little bit and actually have Star Trek.
There's a system in the outer sector of the Beta Quadrant, Valine. One of its worlds, Lyric, has 3 moons, 2 of which move in perfect sync.
Right, so we saw from the hologram of the Romulan scientist, Velik, that he said something about twin moons. That's the only clue we have. So they don't even know what the journal holds. The journal could tell you exactly about technology, or it might just be a clue as well, so...
Any more delays, and I would have started to wonder if someone was stalling his final day on board.
All right, so Saru is yeah, right. I forgot he said he was leaving ASAP, even though I was thinking maybe he would figure out a way to stay on board for the rest of this mission, then depart the end of the series.
I'm sorry, Madam President, but I'm not sure I see how the testimony of a matter of opinion is relevant.
The Starfleet Corps of Engineers is presently mired in a very messy clean.
What the hell is that alien over there? Look at him. I love that design. It looks so fucking good. I love when Star Trek aliens look so bizarre, even though they're almost always humanoid, except for a few. I love that they look so bizarre. Alien.
Did you agree?
So the Federation president here is a Cardassian.
Captain Burnham.
Obviously, I have to ask, since I didn't watch seasons 3 and 4, were the Cardassians at some point in the Federation in the 900 years since, or what, 800 years since TNG to now? Were the Cardassians? I mean, the Federation up to recently was down to just a few planets, if I remember correctly. So I guess Cardassia was part of it, or there just happens to be a Cardassian president.
We had a red directive. Our priority was a stolen item that could compromise the safety of the entire Federation.
Your mission is not in question here.
It's more like that. It's more than just the Federation. It's the entirety of all humanoid life in the galaxy.
We're not at war.
The Breen are infighting over a new leader. War is always a possibility, and you're living in a candy-colored hollow fantasy if you're thinking otherwise.
War with the Breen? That'd be an interesting twist. The Breen have always been a species that have just sort of been very ancillary in Star Trek, so it'd be nice to see them in the forefront of everything, rather.
Sitting on our asses,
That's enough, Rayner.
wasting precious time, while a technology of unbelievable power is being found,
Captain Rayner.
used, or sold to the highest bidder.
I said that's enough!
This guy is very, very anti-protocol and stuff, so I don't know how he managed to be a captain. I guess maybe at one point they were so desperate in Starfleet, so just anybody who shows signs of capable leadership was probably made a captain, right?
Thank you for your candor in that.
It's true that it wasn't fair for me to judge him.
No, he's never quite been able to get out of his own way. Loves
This is a
Starfleet,
really
loves the
slick set.
Federation.
This is Federation headquarters, is it? I do like the look of this. It actually kind of reminds me of Strange New World set design with a very white, clean sort of look. But I think it works for the 31st century. Very far away from classic Star Trek. Book.
So this isn't going to be an issue?
Oh, come on. No, she's already said and proven that it's not. They just worked together fine on the last mission. They can work together, no problem. No friction.
You see, this is the start of any other mission, my queen.
My queen.
Who are you?
Uh-oh. Oh, it's like a cat toy. That's great. That's so good.
Dr. Velic hid the progenitor's power, or a clue as to where it's hidden, on Lyric.
They have no idea what they're even looking for, so this is such a weird... I get the feeling that it's going to be like revealed at the end that it's this really... It's not like... How could it be a technology that creates life? It's going to be some sort of mystical thing, right? Surely. I still don't know, after all these years, how I feel about this board drive. Just go to accept it. It's this thing that exists, even though it just defies so much canon and logic and all this stuff. Whatever. It's a cool concept, I guess. But they totally dug themselves a grave by, and they probably knew they were doing so. They just didn't care.
It's M-class, uninhabited, at least by anyone alive. The place is kind of like a burial ground. The Promelians used it before they went extinct themselves, of course.
Promelians? Wait. Oh, those are the Promelians are the ones from the freaking booby trap episode with the ancient species. That's a nice reference. Promelian battle cruiser.
A Promelian battle cruiser.
Something you might see from a great technological power?
We will find out soon enough.
The field won't allow us to transport you in, but we'll get you as close as we can, and you'll have to walk from there.
So they're going to get in, find a clue, lead to another planet, sort of like a treasure hunt. We're going to go from place to place. Probably each episode is going to be a different planet or something, right? Pretty. That looks important down there.
It's oddly serene for a species that was constantly at war.
Indeed. I don't believe I've ever heard such quiet.
It's an old Promelian structure, but the Promelians have been gone for millennia, right? Or at least centuries. So, but I think just maybe the progenitors just are using this, right? Or use this to hide stuff. Well, I guess this, because the progenitors would have had to have predated, obviously, everybody by a long, long time. So this structure must have been here before the Promelians even existed, probably.
They don't shy away from physical confrontation, though they're not violent just for the sake of it. Moll is human, Locke is a mystery. That's about it.
They don't know what species he is, huh? What if he's the last of the Promelians?
Having fun together. In love.
Did you know you have a nickname? Action Saru?
Ah, yes. I find it quite humorous.
I don't know about those away team uniforms. They're like very clearly just sort of reworked versions of the uniforms they had in like the 23rd century. They're pretty freaking ugly, I've got to be honest.
You know, I remember the day you came aboard Discovery. You seemed exactly the wrong choice.
She was the wrong choice. Everything that surrounded her character the first season was a mess. But she's redeemed herself.
You are a force, Michael. I believe you would be aided by one who is as well. Someone like Mr. Booker, now that I think of it.
Wait, what? Booker's not even in Starfleet. They just gonna give him, they're gonna pull Star Trek 2009, just give him a crazy high rank out of nowhere. Honestly, I'd be down for that because I like him.
I hate to miss your wedding because I'm dead.
That would be a grave disappointment.
Did you just make a pun?
Oh, unintentional. Unless, of course, you found it.
Wow, this is very Spock and Kirkish, or Data and Picardish. Whoa. Is that a promillion? I don't remember what they look like, and they look like TNG, so. Gotta. Oh, the eyes are gonna open? Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, this is not good. This is like straight out of like a Pixar movie or something. It's like The Incredibles.
We're recalibrating the transporter system to get around the electromagnetic field.
I can't get it.
Captain, can you make it back to the drop zone where we beamed you in?
Not a chance.
Oh, it's gonna, yep, explode. Damn, these things are pretty smart. Sitting still is definitely gonna get you killed. You gotta get out of there.
Excuse me, Lieutenant. You're receiving an urgent transmission from Federation headquarters.
I'm sorry, that's gonna have to wait.
I hate waiting. It sounds like you could use my help.
Captain Rayner.
I've been monitoring secure comms.
He's like, yeah, why did he go with them? Because they worked together on the last mission. I guess because he just kind of pissed off Starfleet headquarters.
What else did they use for their ships?
Data shows they harness gravity waves, gamma ray bursts, electromagnetic waves, electromagnetic waves.
The electromagnetic field.
But that was weird. The AI was like, had like an emotional reaction. A revelation. Sorry, ain't no Major Barrett. Sorry.
No, but if you can locate the statue's internal control mechanism, you could shut that down and stop the drone.
But the whole point was that they couldn't run around, they couldn't get out of here. So now she's sending them on a mission to go and deactivate this things. I mean, come on. They could probably have just gotten back to the beam-in point by now.
We disconnect the system from its power source first.
We'll have to scan the internal mechanism and then have Tilly analyze how it connects to the EM field. But the drones are back, and right now we don't have that kind of time.
Weren't there only 6 drones at the beginning of this? I guess maybe they came from other places, but I think only 6 came out of that head.
My reflexes and speed are superior to any humans. I will draw fire while you place our weapons.
Let me do it.
His reflexes are faster than a human, huh? Whoa, he's hauling ass. Whoa! Have we ever seen Action Saru do shit like this before? That looks so goofy. Have I seen that happen before? I don't think so. That must have been a more recent thing. I feel like I would definitely remember that. I remember before his, like, puberty or whatever the hell they called it, where his things came out. But I remember him having quills.
I believe it is now clear why Dr. Velik would choose a Promelian necropolis as a hiding place.
Yes.
It is exceedingly well defended.
I'm confused now. So this clue is actually Valik's. Valik is hiding stuff here, not the progenitors. I thought we were sort of retracing the steps of Valik's identification of the technology, but we're just following clues to where Velik was keeping his shit.
Dark comms.
Dark comms?
Yeah, to reach Locke and Moll. From the way they fly, my guess is they're Sui. Strivers. This is code for them that's outfleeting Starfleet. If you're itching to sell, I got a boon for you.
What language is that he's sending it in? Why didn't he just send it in Federation Standard? Because he, well,
You wanted our attention, you got it. You have 2 minutes.
Wait, can't they not see that he's standing in engineering on Discovery? I don't know. Maybe he's got like a green screen effect where he can choose his background. So they just use their phasers to blow that thing up. Can they just like instantly replicate phasers?
It's the next step to the progenitor's tech, so that's why Moll and Locke destroyed it. Yes, you're right. Jolan True, Zarbagon, that's Hello Wanderer.
Jolan True. I've heard that exact phrase before in something, right? Haven't I? Jolan True.
Coat Millet. Jolan True.
Jolan True.
Sorry, that's backwards. Jolan True, Guacala.
Just making sure you were listening.
I'm here for you.
Just making sure, Johnny, that's all.
Well, former courier, sorry to disappoint. Diary's not for sale.
Now that we know what it leads to.
You're curious enough to answer my message.
So they're not selling it now. Now they're trying to find it, and they're going to try to maybe sell the technology. That's so dangerous. If they find it, they're going to get killed so quick over it. For it, rather. Surely they know that.
I got things that I want to. And if I stop you, I might just get them. Now, I don't know if you're running from something or to something. But you're running.
You do know they're running to something. Or maybe they're really just... They're being very righteous, and they know what it leads to, so they don't want anybody to find it, so they're destroying all the clues.
Leads to something more dangerous than you know. The Federation can handle it, keep it safe. You can't. Keep going like this.
You think you're slowly blowing your cover here, Book. I would shut your mouth. They're going to get on to you.
All we have is each other. And that's more than enough.
Maybe it's not just secrecy, it's security.
Eminent Romulan thinkers, including scientists, often traveled with armed guards.
Grunka lunka dunkety dorm guards.
Grunka lunka dunkety ingredient. You should not ask about the secret ingredient.
Okay, we get the point.
I was just curious because of the armed guards.
Grunka lunka dunkety darn guards.
Shut the hell up!
And the entrance for family and friends and trusted allies was in the back. So behind the stone.
Or
This is just like we're just like totally making up nonsense. I don't know. Like this stuff that everybody, like they're saying, like this is something that everybody knows about the Romulans yet. I mean, the secrecy thing, obviously, that's the Romulans, like the center of Romulan life is secrecy. What is that thing she just took? Whoa. Hell of a security system. I have to get one of those installed.
There's a stone monument down there, desecrated by phaser fire. Let's have them repair it as best as they can. And let's get sensors into orbit when Moll and Locke come back.
Well, they don't really need to repair it. They're just for the sentimental and the historical value of it. I mean, they have what it said on it. It looks like a key, maybe, that she's got. Stick it in the thing and then turn it. Oh, it's a piece. Okay. It really is going to be a pick up the pieces thing every episode. They find a new new planet with the new pieces of the puzzle.
I think this is a map of some kind. Broken into 5 pieces.
Oh, it's a map. It kind of looks like the map from The Force Awakens. It's highly unlikely that R2 would have the rest of the map in his backup data.
You're wasting your time. It is very doubtful that R2 would have the rest of the map in his backup data. I am afraid not.
Well, consider with the other details of opening waters, shared thoughts.
We're going to Trill.
I was kind of hoping we go to Beta Z, because Beta Z is a very pretty planet. Kind of like Ricer or whatever.
You can take this image and age Moll down to 7 years, 3 months.
What? Yeah, right. Like the fucking computer be able to do that. Give me a break. So I guess it's somebody, he must know her. Right? Let me guess, he grew up with her. They were courier pals as kids.
You okay? The way you left it looked like you saw a ghost.
Hugh kind of reminds me like he's filling in a sort of doctor and counselor role. Like Deanna would be. So he's like checking up on everybody. Because they don't have a counselor, right?
She's the daughter of my mentor, Cleveland Booker IV. Makes her the closest thing to family I've got left.
So he took the name of his mentor, Book, and she's the daughter of Cleveland Booker, his mentor. Okay. Weird connection, but I'm sure it will pay off.
I passed through Vahari. From a life of fear to a life of hope.
Bahari, that's what it was called. That was a very, very good episode, I remember. One of the standouts for me, when he thought he was going to die, but then, oh no, it's just, most of your species had been culled before they get to this point in their life, but you actually can survive it. It makes you stronger. It gives you quills.
But I find that when I give myself over to the journey, there's always great meaning in that.
Very sentimental, but I get the feeling that this is not going to be a permanent thing, so... Or, I mean, they'll meet again relatively soon, I get the feeling. Hopefully it's not for a very traumatic reason.
Ask Rayner to take an early retirement effective immediately.
What? Rayner's like the best character so far in this season. The best new character. Maybe she can have him as his first officer. But he would not like to be a commander under her, I don't think. It's like an observatory. It's like that set in Star Trek V with the wheel.
Are we dreaming?
If we are, then life is a dream.
She's a beautiful ship. They don't make them like that anymore.
I don't know if I agree. Never liked Discovery. I like this version of Discovery far more than the original one, with the horrible Aztecing and the weird blocky shapes. This one's much cooler. I'll give it that.
It's what you do in the chair. Every day, every mission. That's what matters.
I want you to be my number one.
She actually offered it to him. There's no fucking way. Is he really going to accept this? I mean, that's fucking going to be great if he does. Well, come on. He's literally the last person I would expect to accept this.
I got a second chance once. This is yours.
He's going to freaking do it. It's going to be so good. This is like got me so excited now for the rest of the season. That was a great ending. And I am really excited now. This is the most excited that I've been yet watching Discovery, I think, for the future of it. That was great. Alright, that was the second episode of Discovery Season 5. Like I said just then, I'm very optimistic now about how this season is going to continue now that we have Burnham and Rayner as Captain First Officer. I did not expect that to happen, and I still can't really believe that he accepted that, given his personality is a very sort of stubborn, a bit hot-headed sort of character. But that's a nice bit of character development for him, even just the fact that he's taken that position. So that's very exciting. The overall plot of the season, now we have the first piece of, I guess, a 5-piece puzzle that's going to reveal a map. Very Force Awakens feeling. But it's a treasure hunt. It's a nice sort of gimmick for a season. It works. It's definitely been proven to work before. But I think it's fine, suitable. As far as this episode goes in particular, I think it was much better than the first one, honestly. It wasn't so over-the-top, crazy, insane explosions. There was that in the set piece on the Promelian planet, which I actually really enjoyed because it had this sort of Indiana Jones vibe to it. And the fact that it's Promelians. As far as I know, the only time that species was referenced was in Booby Trap in TNG, where the Enterprise came across an ancient Promelian ship, and they got in this snare, this trap, and they had to escape. But it's this ancient species that died out because it got wiped out, because I can't remember if it was a civil war or it was war with another race. But it was very cool to have them reference here and to see a planet of theirs, I guess, or at least somewhere where they had this sort of weird acropolis. So basically, what's happening is the Romulan scientist we're on the trail of him. He sort of followed these clues, and we're following his exact steps now. So the first step was this. We got the first piece of the map that he hid under this like statue, I guess, and then we'll keep going. I guess the next stop is Trill. How they're gonna have hit a piece there, I don't know, because that's obviously a populated planet, I'm assuming still, and so how that's going to be a bit more difficult to do that secretly, not secretly. But I think, I don't know, hopefully the end of this big hunt is something satisfying. But I'm a little concerned that it's going to be just sort of a ridiculous weapon that, even if the Federation has that, what is the end goal for this? They have it, and then they're the ultimate power in the galaxy. I mean, that's not the Federation. That's something that the Romulans would want, which makes sense why that Romulan scientist was hunting it down. But if he found it, you would think that the Romulans would have, I guess maybe it was around the time that the Romulans there was a big sort of problem in their culture and the planet was going to be destroyed. And obviously the Romulan culture fell apart. And we saw that in Picard, and they sort of became cowboys. So maybe that's why this hunt sort of fell apart. But there would have been a time where Velek, or whatever his name is, would have probably found the technology if his hunt led somewhere. If he, I can't imagine they would have found it and then kept it hidden. I mean, he's a Romulan. That's like the perfect Romulan prize. They want to have this. They want to have the power over everyone. That's Romulans. So I don't know. It seems to me like the Federation is going to have to put together the final few pieces past what Velek was able to do. And hopefully it's a satisfying conclusion to not only this season, but this whole series. Frankly, it doesn't have to be that impressive to satisfy me as far as Discovery goes, but I'm hoping it's a good wrap-up. Wrapping up in the grander scheme of things. Saru has just left. I'm assuming he's still going to be in the season, but he's not going to be on the Discovery for at least a bit. Obviously, Rayner is now on board, and Tilly's still around, I think, and maybe she's just left. But we're on our way to Trill for the next episode. I think this was definitely an improvement over the first episode, which I also liked, but this one was better, more sort of Star Trek-y to me. I had a good time. And gonna keep going. Obviously, these are like always with Discovery and stuff like this. Except for shows that I'm really passionate about, I'm falling well behind the release schedules for these episodes. But I'm still gonna keep doing it because until I hit a roadblock dead on an episode that I hate or something, God forbid. Then I probably will throw it in. But I'm gonna really do my best to finish this series, and I'm going to hopefully start up again a series that I haven't finished. I gave up on last year, but hopefully I would like to finish that too, which should be coming out relatively soon. But until next time, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you in the next episode.